Gaffer, back at home after a good couple of away games, but have you thawed out from Tuesday?
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah, it was actually cold, wasn't it? No, but again, we are going okay at the moment, and 2 away games on the bounce. Now we've got a nice home game, but a tough one in Fleetwood Town, who we know. But again, the lads were fantastic Tuesday along with Saturday. It's nice to be at home park again, even though there's no fans here, sadly. But we're just looking at the next one down. Keep ticking them off as much as we can. We're down to 19 games remaining now. We want to keep collecting as many points as we possibly can and see where it takes us.
It was a tremendous performance on Tuesday, a completely different type of game because the conditions mainly against Saturday at Portsmouth. But the one thing that stood out for me was how quickly the players learned the lessons of that Portsmouth game and immediately implemented them for Accrington. So the defensive dogginess was outstanding, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And you know what? The lads were disappointed on Saturday at Portsmouth in the dressing room, and I had to lift them because they were down. And you're like, well, okay, yeah, we did concede 2 late goals, and there was a couple of errors in there, but it's how you bounce back from that. Kelland was fantastic the other night, and I spoke to him after the game, and I said, look, forget it, get back to the positivity, and he did. And we know he's a great kid, and but not just Kelland. Whoever makes mistakes, we're there to pick them up, and they've got a good group behind them. And he picked the lads up as much as they possibly can, and then to go to Accrington, where is always a tough place to go, let alone with the conditions and how they went about the business late on in the game. To be fair to them, they put the balls in the box, the keeper was up from corners. We had to save, we had to block, we had to do many things to put our bodies on the line to get the 3 points. So credit where credit's due to the boys. They were fantastic. They were down and out on Saturday, even though we gained a good point. And then to go and do what they've done, the resilience and the attitude and the commitment on Tuesday night was fantastic.
Something that's sort of standing out to me a little bit is the perhaps the growth in depth of the squad, depth of performances. So when players are coming in to replace players who are injured, they're giving excellent performances. Players off the bench are changing games. It must be really tricky for you to just pick 11 at the moment.
It is, but as I said the other day, when putting Niall in for Ryan, who's been fantastic, and that's what's got to happen. I ain't doing it for me. I'm doing it what I feel for the best for the team, and what I think where we can punish teams and where we can get at teams. So I think, again, I keep saying it, we've got a good group of lads who are chomping at the bit to get in the team, and when they get in, they stay in. But there will be a time when they get took out the team for a different reason, whether that's to go where Byron or Joe or Ryan or Niall, whoever it is, or Niall and Ryan and Jay, it doesn't really matter. I think we've got the squad, or Adam Lewis and Connor, we've got loads of competition for places. Reevesy, we want to have that. And the lads are a good group, as I've said, and whatever team gets picked, I know for a fact they give it 100%.
You had 1 defeat in the last 10. The players are clearly developing that belief and ability to close out games and become harder to beat. Is it kind of a position that you're in now where you just have to, that thing you always talk about, not getting too high, not getting too low, do you just have to kind of temper everyone's emotions?
Yeah, because I think we're 27 games in, are we? We've got 19 big games to play. They're all big games, and as I've said, we just want to look at the next one and keep ticking them off. When we get down to the last 10, last 7, last 8, maybe we'll see where we are, but we don't want to get too carried away. We're in a tough league, and anything can happen, as seen November, December time. We are on a good run of form, but that's down to us coaching the players, putting the right stuff into them, the lads going out executing the game plans, and long may that continue. But we know you can't go all season with that, because there's some good teams in there, and one lapse in concentration can sort of hurt you. And we've got to make sure that we're concentrating right the way through for 96, 97 minutes, however long that is. And we just keep working with the boys and keep ticking the games off, and hopefully we keep collecting as many points as we possibly can.
Fleetwood at home on Saturday, a lot has changed for both clubs since we played that game up there. Are you expecting a different sort of challenge from them? They're coming off a good win, different manager.
Yeah, well, the challenge will be for them is to come here and try and win, as most teams do. But the challenge for us is to win also. We know it was a disappointing afternoon up there. I think the lads will be chomping at the bit to put that right. But again, regardless of the last results, we've just got to make sure we put the game plan in place for the lads to go and execute, and we'll certainly try and do that. Obviously a new manager in Simon, the players are still the same, the system might change, but again, we've just got to be equipped for whatever they bring to us, and I'm sure we will.
And how have the group come through kind of challenging last week or so physically? Are they all in good shape?
Yeah, they're all in good shape. Yeah, they won't do much today, but we're out on the grass this afternoon. We'll work them a little bit, but we've got to be cautious of the legs as well because of the games, and they'll get a little bit more time next week. But again, we do all the right things properly. They eat the right things, they eat the fluids. John looks after all the stuff they need to do, and lads who are not playing have little catch-ups, and lads who did will get wrapped in cotton wool a little bit, because as you've seen, Tuesday night was a cold night and there's a few grazes, a few bumps, a few bruises. We'll get them through that, we'll recover them right, and then we'll look forward to an exciting game on Saturday.